Everyone, I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. So tonight we're going to be talking about some more common questions we have about intermittent fasting. These past couple of videos we've been talking about what intermittent fasting is, how this may be helpful for you, how this may help out with some of your gut issues, and also with weight loss. So today I'm going to discuss some of the more common questions that people ask me and I've seen on the internet, and you guys have submitted to me as well, about intermittent fasting and what we can do to hopefully answer those questions to get them taken care of so we can progress in this diet and in this new way of eating to hopefully help out with some of your gut issues. So the first thing, obviously, when we talk about intermittent fasting, we talked about initially what is intermittent fasting, what is it, how does it work, why I've done intermittent fasting, what are some of the problems with that, and tonight we're going to be discussing the most common questions about intermittent fasting and what we can do for that. So one of the more common questions I got actually was, what is the best meal to skip? And what I would say is that it would just really depend on your lifestyle and what's easier for you. For me personally, I skip breakfast mainly because I am fasting throughout the night when I'm sleeping for that 6 to 7 to 8 hours, and then it's just easy to add on another 8 hours afterwards. So I skip breakfast. I have my first meal around 2 or 3 o'clock, and I just continue that up until my dinner time around 8 or 9. And so I typically skip the first meal, but really it's whatever's easier for you and what's best for your lifestyle. I wouldn't be so dogmatic about it. If you feel like skipping dinner is easier for your lifestyle, do that. If you feel like skipping breakfast is easier for you, just do that. Just make sure you have a certain time when you're eating, and then the rest of the time you don't eat. Make sure you just have that set hours whenever you are eating, and obviously the hours when you're not eating as well. What about eating 6 meals per day? I'm sure you've seen this on the internet. I'm sure you've seen this as well within websites and dieting books as well. People tout eating 4 to 5 to 6 meals per day as a healthy way. And for some people it is, but we know is that whenever you're eating more and more meals, people don't tend to eat less frequent meals. They end up eating 6 high-calorie meals, and that's not going to be helpful for your weight loss and also for your GI health as well. And so when you look at the clinical data behind eating 6 meals per day, that's not been shown to be clinically significant in terms of having weight loss and improving health as well. In fact, there are some studies showing that eating as many as 6 meals per day actually increases the amount of total caloric intake, which will increase the amount of weight that you're having. The whole point of intermittent fasting is that you're skipping a meal. By doing that, you're actually decreasing the number of calories that you're consuming. And so because of that, you're able to lose the weight that you want to lose and not continuing with your weight gain that you may be having. Also, I have found that a lot of my patients who do 6 meals per day have a lot more GI symptoms, whether it's IBS, diarrhea, constipation, and also reflux. And by limiting the amount of calories and limiting the amount of meals that you're doing, you're able to minimize that to hopefully minimize some of the issues you may be having within your gut. Does intermittent fasting affect women differently than men? And I can say the answer for this may be yes. When you look at some of the clinical trials, when you compare women who do intermittent fasting than men, there is some sort of difference with respect to the hormones that people produce and the amount of weight that people lose as well. I would say that I wouldn't make this a significant concern about you trying intermittent fasting, whether you're a man or a woman. Try it and see if it helps out with some of the GI issues and some of your gut issues, and also try to see if it helps out with your weight loss as well. But there has been some subtle differences between how intermittent fasting works for men compared to women. A lot of it has to do with the hormones that we develop. Women have a lot more estrogen, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to lose weight, but it can be done with intermittent fasting. There are plenty of females who have done intermittent fasting who have achieved the weight loss that they're hoping to achieve. The big question I get is, won't I get really hungry? And what it really comes down to is your body's response to some of the habits that you developed. And so if you normally eat breakfast, whenever you get up in the morning, your body is primed to go ahead and eat. And so you will feel hungry at that time. But there are a lot of different ways that you can minimize that and decrease that. And I have found whenever I have done intermittent fasting, whenever I don't eat breakfast, I actually am less hungry throughout the day. My body gets used to a certain way of eating. And so when my body knows that it's intentionally not allowing a certain meal to have, that I know that my body feels better from that, and because of that, I don't feel that hunger all the time. But okay, you come tell me, all right, I'm doing intermittent fasting, but I'm still hungry. Well, there are some techniques that we can do to helpfully minimize our hunger pains that you may be having. One of those is staying busy. If you get up in the morning and you're sitting around your couch, you're going to be worrying about what you're going to be eating and the hunger pains that you're having. If you're actively doing something, whether it's going to work, whether it's working out, whether it's doing chores around the house, if you're keeping your mind busy and staying active, this will help suppress the hunger that you may be having, and also allow the time to fly by a lot quicker to make it easier for you to eat. The other thing that we recommend is to have 0-calorie drinks, whether it's coffee, tea. I drink a lot of carbonated water. I have found that this helps to suppress the hunger. Sometimes you actually may not be hungry, you may be thirsty, and this may be the reason why you're actually feeling those hunger pains. But if you quench your thirst, drink more coffee, have some caffeine, have some carbonated water, this will help keep you from being hungry and having that hangry feeling all the time. Coffee is a known appetite stimulant because of the caffeine. And if you have caffeine with some coffee, that will suppress your appetite and allow you to not feel hangry or hungry all the time. And also track your results and listen to your body. If you notice you're doing intermittent fasting for a couple of weeks and you're not getting the goals that you want, or you're not feeling well, or you just don't feel like doing it that day, don't do it. See how your body is. Your body is the best way to know if a particular diet is helping you or not. And if you don't feel like it's helping you, then don't do it. I wouldn't try that at all. Just listen to your body, track your results, make sure you take measurements maybe once a week and seeing if you're losing the weight that you want to lose. If you're doing this for GI issues, keep track if you're having more heartburn, reflux, or maybe more diarrhea or constipation as well. Just listen to your body. That is the most effective way to help out with some of your symptoms and also to find out if this is the right option for you. What about your energy levels? I have not found my energy levels to be slowed down because of intermittent fasting. Now it does get lower and lower throughout the day if I don't take my first meal around 1 or 2, but throughout the morning my energy levels have not been depleted. I have found myself to be having more concentration and being more productive with the things I normally want to do. And I have found other people who do intermittent fasting as well have not noticed a decrease in their energy level. So I would not use this as an excuse or a reason to not do that. Most of our people who do intermittent fasting continue to have high energy levels. They feel good, their gut feels better, and that develops a very good cycle in terms of you feeling better and knowing that you're feeling better because of the way that you're changing your diet. So let's say you do this but you're not losing weight. The biggest reason why you may not be losing weight is that you still may be taking a lot more calories than what you normally do. The goal of intermittent fasting is to decrease the number of calories. So by doing that, you're going to be losing weight. When it comes to weight loss, it really comes down to 2 different things: amount coming in and the amount leaving. And if the amount that's coming in despite doing intermittent fasting is more than the amount of calories you're expending, you're going to gain weight. So if you're doing intermittent fasting, you're not losing weight, the number one thing I would recommend is going back to your diet to find out exactly what you're eating. Keep track of your diet. Keep track of your macros, your carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Use an app like MyFitnessPal or Lose It. These are very effective apps and they've been used for a lot of patients to help them lose weight. I use this to keep track of what I'm eating and just keep track of exactly the amount of calories that you're intaking. And if you're intaking a lot more calories despite doing intermittent fasting, this is why you're not losing weight. It's pretty much as simple as that. And so I would really keep track of that. This may be a very helpful tool to help you lose the weight that you want to lose. So I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight on my Facebook Live. I want to give a shout out to a couple of people who wrote in comments as well. Shirley Adams, thank you for posting. Heather Douglas, thank you for posting as well. Randy, I'm glad you're posting as well. And Eleanor Royal, thank you so much to posting as well. So I'm doing a new giveaway for the next couple of weeks. For those of you guys who comment on my Facebook Live, we're going to go ahead and give a free pair of socks. This is going on for the next 2 weeks. And so I would encourage you to comment on my Facebook Live and see if you can be in the drawing for getting a new pair of funky socks. But I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. And I look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday. Hope you guys have a great day. And thanks and take care. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you like what you saw, I would encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube page where you can get more and more videos about some of the GI issues that I have. And follow me on social media, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I would love to see if I can help out with some of your GI issues. But thanks and have a good day.